Hey guys, are you ready for today's January 9th, 2019, 1:40 a.m. Central Time. Here's the deal. If someone would humor me and take this video and tweet it to Jim Acosta, his Twitter handle is at Acosta, his last name Acosta, and put me on the tweet, because I can still view Twitter, I just can't use the features of Twitter. My Twitter handle is at RURDY4IT_. Okay, don't forget that. That would be great, so I'm on it, so I can see it, because it will notify me that you did it. And I'd love to be on it. So anyway, I hurt Jim Acosta's feelings on Twitter and got banned. Now, here's what's interesting about it, though, is he must have some pull with Twitter, because when Stormy Daniels didn't appreciate a tweet I sent to her, and Michelle Wolf, the stupid-ass comedian that did the White House Correspondents' Dinner and made an ass of herself, tweeted her something she didn't like either. And most of you who are on my account, at least before when I had 10,000 subscribers, were aware of that because I did a video on that too. However, when I got banned for those two sluts, it was only for 24 hours. Jimmy Poo, however, got me banned for 6 days and 23 hours. So essentially 7 days. This was the tweet in which he was bent by. This entire screenshot was posted on my Patreon account because I asked any Patreon person, period, because it's public post, if they were brave enough to go on Twitter and tweet this photo to Jim Acosta, that would be great. So that's why I have, Acosta didn't like my tweet about his inappropriate behavior. Just telling it how it is, Jim. Because I'm going to show you the source in which I got this information. It is not my opinion. I put my little slut opinion in there, though. So this was a tweet. Slut at Acosta. Too busy to report real facts on hashtag CNN. I put in brackets page 6 because that is a source. Friend who lives in his building, quote, has seen him with different women, end quote. He, quote, was quite popular on the recent presidential trip to Saudi Arabia, end quote. Then I put 7/24/17 because that's when the article came out. Then I said Sharon made the right decision in 2017. I used her whole name. Sharon is his ex-wife who fucking divorced his dumbass in 2017. Didn't say that in the tweet, but obviously that's what I meant. Hashtag Trump address is what I used. And the reason I even bothered to do this was because he was whining, and I mean, he was just off the rails today about how he was responding to Trump's address to Cuomo, I think is who the other CNN person is. Like, Cuomo even was kind of like, like weird about what he was saying. Like, Cuomo was uncomfortable. But Acosta went off the rails because, you know, what the hell is her name? Kellyanne, like, totally raped his ass this afternoon and called him like a smart ass and that nobody likes you and blah, 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 and like pointed at all the reporters, was like, none of these people like you, and like totally ripped him a new one. So he was all bent and a shape by that situation. So of course his fifis were already hurt before I sent the tweet. So anyway, this is page 6. This is where I got my information. Recently separated CNN reporter is loving the single life, written by Richard Johnson, July 24, 2017 at 8:24 p.m. Women have been flocking to recently separated Jim Acosta, the CNN White House correspondent. It says in here, the handsome Cuban American was married for 24 years to Sharon Stowe, a registered nurse with whom he has 2 daughters and a son. But since the couple quietly split earlier this year and started divorce proceedings, Acosta has been embracing the single life in Washington, D.C. Quote, a friend lives in his building and has seen him with different women, end quote, one White House colleague told me. Acosta, also quite popular on the recent presidential trip to Saudi Arabia, sources say. Last year, when Acosta asked Trump a question he didn't like, the president interrupted him, saying, excuse me, I watch you on TV. You're a real beauty. In January, Trump refused to take a question from the shouting Acosta and denounced him and CNN as fake news. CNN didn't get back to me on that matter. That's all this fucking article said. And to be honest with you, how I found it was I put in Yahoo's search engine. I put Jim Acosta's dirt. That's all I searched, and pop. That was like the second result, and I was like, oh, that's hysterical. His ass got divorced in 2017, so recent. Oh, and he's a slut on top of it. No wonder why he has no fucking time to actually like report facts. He just does accusations and assumptions and argumentative. I mean, his quote questions aren't even questions when he talks to like Sarah Huckabee Sanders. He just like shouts out I don't even want to say quote, because it's not even a quote. He's just like it's a rhetorical question is how he does his reporting. Okay, and it's painful. Jim Acosta is well known in every household due to his ignorant, awful behavior as a quote reporter. Okay, and CNN really has a gem as their White House correspondent here. I'm not sure why they've stuck with Jim as the White House dude, because honestly, not only is he obnoxious, he doesn't help CNN report news whatsoever because he doesn't actually ask questions, and he's just an ignorant asshole. Like, it's just amazing to me that CNN even still has him. And I think the reason, and I'll end this video, I think the reason CNN kept his ass on this long, especially, is due to the fact Jimmy Poo was banned from the White House, staff situation. He lost his pass to inside the White House. He didn't lose access to the White House. He could stand on the lawn and talk to anyone he wanted, which is also something CNN fakely reported, is he was not able to go anywhere near the White House, which is a lie. He just couldn't go in the White House, okay? He could still yell and shout and scream stupid accusations and whatnot to people walking out of the White House. So he lost that pass, and CNN stood up for him, and Jim whined and said it's his First Amendment right to be an asshole. And it's saying it was violating his Fifth Amendment, all this wonderful stuff. So eventually the White House gave him back his pass, kind of like how Twitter's banning me for my First Amendment right. So technically, Jim, you should go, once you get this video, I'm sure someone will send it to you, you should go on Twitter and revoke what you just did, because I have a First Amendment right too that you just didn't appreciate, kind of like how the White House didn't appreciate your dumbass comments, interrupting the President of the United States. That's so hypocritical. Anyway, this is Are You Ready For It? Take care, guys. You guys have a great morning.